Hello, and thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm Mackailyn Johnson. We're now just hours away from the start of the weekend, but our Scott Covert seems to be starting a little early. Now he's out at the Arkansas State Fair checking things out for us. Scott, you and I were out there all morning. What do you have for us right now?
It dropped to 47 degrees. That's some of the coldest temperatures we've seen since April of this year, but we're warming up pretty quickly. In fact, temperatures around the natural state here at the noon hour are almost in the 80s in the metro. In fact, we're sitting right at 79 degrees. We're going to continue warming up over the next several hours. We notice the winds out of the south. Those are actually picking up quite a bit, and that's going to continue to be the case today. Right now, Pine Bluff seeing a gust of 20 miles per hour. Arkadelphia exceeding 10, almost 20 miles an hour. It's going to be a breezy day. It's going to be a warm day. Highs likely top out around 87 degrees. Unusually warm for this time of year. Perfect fair weather. Unfortunately, as we head into the weekend, our rain chances start to increase. Scattered in nature both Saturday and Sunday. Still, though, it's not going to be a washout. Hit and miss showers and storms possible as early as tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Still, though, come out to the Arkansas State Fair. That's where we're at here. Joined by Will, who's been a part of this fair for a long time. I got to know off the top, what is your favorite part of the Arkansas State Fair?
I think my favorite part is seeing all the faces. You know, every year I get to see people that I haven't seen since last year at this time, and it's just great to catch up with folks, especially last year coming out of the pandemic, people I hadn't seen in a long time. So it's just a great time to catch up with folks.
Now, there's a ton of food options. Everyone knows that when you think of the fair. How many different food vendors are here, and how many rides are on site?
So we have over 55 rides, and then as far as food vendors go, we have 53 independent food vendors, and then the Carnival Company also has about 20 food booths out there.
Lots to do. There's food, there's entertainment, there's livestock. What's not to love about the Arkansas State Fair? We're going to be here all the rest of the day. We're going to be here going into next week. It's certainly something that's important to THV 11. And coming up, we're going to be talking about what entertainment venues are lined up for the fair this year. Stay with us. We'll be back here in just a bit.
All right. Thank you, Scott. You know, we've been there all morning. We're going to be checking in with you just a little bit later. All right, we want to hear from you this afternoon as well in a poll. We want to know what's your favorite part about going to the fair. Is it the food, rides, or the entertainment? Weigh in right now at thv11.com/vote. Now, while the fair is all about fun, officials are focused on safety. They're expecting large crowds this year, and in turn, local police will have an even larger security presence than in the past. With new metal detectors and PA system, as well as extra lighting, the State Fair Board hopes everyone can feel safe while coming to have fun. Police are also rolling out a new real-time crime center.
We'll be able to review that footage real time. And if there's ever an incident, any public safety needs, we'll be able to watch that footage and then immediately relay the information out.
And with THV 11 is sponsoring Mission Home Day on Monday, October 17th. Our team will be at the main gate passing out child safety wristbands. Parking and admission is free Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. And also happening today is the historic matchup between the Fordyce Redbugs and the Risen Wildcats. Safety is a big focus in Dallas County after the Fordyce School District received, quote, disturbing tips concerning threats of violence. Much like the State Fair, security is ramping up, looking to keep students and fans safe. THV 11's Brooke Buckner shows us the district's plan.
The rivalry game between the Fordyce Redbugs and the Risen Wildcats is expected to bring in at least 1,000 fans. But when they arrive, they can expect security to look a bit different.
Really hope nothing happens, but, you know, just to be better safe than sorry.
Fordyce principal and athletic director Anthony Sosha is on high alert this week after the school received a threat targeting Friday's football game. But he says they're prepared in case anything does get violent. According to the school district, everyone entering the stadium will go through metal detectors.
Everybody has to remain in their seats. Students have to be with an adult. No students can come in without an adult present. Our fans must stay on our side. Their fans will stay on their side. We're keeping fans out of the end zone area.
And once you leave the stadium, you can't come back in.
I think it'll be the safest place in Arkansas. So fans can still show up and expect a really good ball game.
Sosha says multiple law enforcement agencies will be there to help enforce the new rules.
We talked to the state troopers, and I think they said they'll have 8 here. And then our sheriff's department will have a few here, and then the county will have a few here as well.
Fordyce Assistant Superintendent Rhonda Lawson says this is the first year they've increased safety to this level.
It's just a sign of the times that we're living in, unfortunately.
She echoes the same sentiment as Sosha. Being overprepared is the safest thing for everyone.
My main thing is to keep the students safe and to allow these kids to be able to play the game they love.
In Fordyce, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Now you're also asked to bring only clear bags into the stadium. You can find the full list of safety measures the district is taking on our website, thv11.com. And most of Arkansas has been under a burn ban for weeks, but now the entire state is at extreme risk for wildfires, according to the Arkansas Forestry. That's in addition to the National Weather Service issuing red flag warnings. This afternoon, THV 11's Jalissa Garza shows us why this is a big deal and what you need to know.
The low humidity, dry vegetation, and strong wind combined can make for extreme fire danger. This is what led the National Weather Service to issue a red flag warning. Dennis Kavanaugh with the National Weather Service Little Rock says a warning like this isn't something they give often. The red flag warning will be extended through Friday, and after that, the danger still won't be fully over until we catch up on rainfall.
If we don't get any, we could wind up into November and December pretty dry, and we do get more frequent fronts as we get closer to winter, and so that worries me a little bit.
Fire departments are continuing to keep a close eye on these conditions in their communities. They're asking people to avoid things like doing any outdoor burning, to dispose safely of things like matches and cigarettes, and watch out for things that can create sparks like chains dragging behind a vehicle. In studio, I'm Jalissa Garza. Back to you.
Again, the rest of the state is now at an extreme risk for wildfires. That's a big change from just around 22 this morning. Pulaski, Faulkner, Saline, and Garland counties are just some of those new counties. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol says it wants to hear from one other witness before it concludes its work, former President Donald Trump. Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
How do you feel, Mr. Trump?
Former President Donald Trump has responded to the January 6th committee's vote to issue a subpoena for his testimony and documents. In a 14-page letter sent to committee chairman Benny Thompson, the former president wrote about the anger and disappointment at the panel's actions, calling it a charade and witch hunt. Trump also slammed the committee for not looking into his false claims of election fraud and then appeared to side with January 6th attackers, saying the committee has targeted only those who were, as concerned American citizens, protesting the fraud itself.
The central cause of January 6th was one man, Donald Trump, whom many others followed.
The committee says Trump's election fraud lies fueled the attack on the Capitol.
We have left no doubt, none, that Donald Trump led an effort to upend American democracy that directly resulted in the violence of January 6th.
The committee reported that President Trump tried to come to the Capitol even as the attack was ongoing, but Secret Service agents stopped that from happening. New video shows House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's response that day when she hears the president may be coming.
I would come, I'm going to punch him out. This is my moment. I would pay to see that. I've been waiting for this, for trespassing on the Capitol grounds. I want to punch him out, and I'm going to go to jail, and I'm going to be happy.
Other video, shot by Pelosi's daughter, shows leaders of both parties pleading with the Department of Defense to send in soldiers.
Cannot be just we're waiting for so-and-so. We need them there now, whoever you got. Okay?
Time to get testimony from Trump is running out. The committee has until the end of the year to wrap up its work. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The House Select Committee is working on a final written report, which it will release when it has wrapped up its investigation. Now, yesterday, we learned that Social Security recipients will be getting more money to help cope with soaring consumer prices. Beginning in January, millions of seniors will see an 8.7% hike in benefits. That's about an extra $146 a month on average, something CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger says will have major impacts.
We know that about 40% of retired people rely on Social Security as their sole form of their income. If you imagine that that's your only form of income, keeping pace with inflation is incredibly important.
The White House hopes the increase will allow seniors and other Americans to get ahead of inflation, giving them a little extra breathing room. At least 5 people are dead after a juvenile opened fire in a Raleigh, North Carolina neighborhood. Police say an off-duty officer is among those killed. According to the Gun Violence Archive, this is the 531st mass shooting in America this year. Mayor Mary Ann Baldwin called it a sad and tragic day for the city. And the government revealed new data showing how high inflation was in September compared to last year. The data showed a troubling trend. In the month of September, inflation was up 8.2% compared to a year ago. That's a 0.1% decrease from the month of August. Some experts are saying the signs of rising inflation are obvious, even for the consumer. Well, things are revving up at the Arkansas State Fair, and in 3 minutes we'll join our Scott Covert, who will show us what to look forward to out on the Midway.